G'day YouTube, warbles on a lot here, and I'm just about to write in the logbook of my chainsaw that it's had a new chain. And I thought, I wonder how long I actually get from a chain, and I've always thought I got probably 50 hours firewood cutting, and I didn't really know how long it took to rack up 50 hours firewood cutting. But anyway, here we have the opportunity. It's chain change day on my chainsaw. And a lot of people probably think that a tree-hugging greenie and a hillbilly shouldn't have a chainsaw, but I've got one. It's an 038 Magnum Stihl, and from memory it's about 5 kilowatts, so it's about 8 horsepower. And as you can see, small engine services in Glen Innes have given it a bit of a clean and a shine up. They've used the compressed air gun to blow the dust out of the air cleaner box, and they have fitted a brand new general purpose firewood chopping chain. Now, this is not the only chain and bar that this saw runs with. Very occasionally I drag out my sawmill, which uses a 36-inch bar and a 115 tooth chain and a guide rail. And for those occasions, this slide guide fits onto this square section steel bar, which bolts straight onto those nuts, and we take away the manufacturer's side cover and we put the warbles on a lot special in its place. And what we wind up with is a chainsaw that's capable of doing multiple parallel backward cuts. And that's how I milled the 24-foot long 4x2 purlins on the veranda of my hut, was with my chainsaw. So anyway, this is the chain which has just come off the saw, and as you can see, the cutters are all filed back really short, and the chain had got hot and cold so many times it had stretched to the point where twice it's had links taken out. Once 2 years ago, and again when it came off the saw. So it's ready to hang up and be looked at as a spare in case one day I need to use a chainsaw and I can't afford to go and buy a new chain ready to use. And here we have the logbook, which says that we got a new chain on the 4th of September 2007. So that's 5 years ago, pretty much to the day. Okay, and it cost $40. Now, in that time, I've cleaned the spark plug in March 2008. We're looking 500 mils of fuel for 30 minutes cutting, 250 for 15 minutes cutting. It's a fairly regular thing. Had the chain shortened in June 2010. So that was what, 3 years after buying the chain it needed to be shortened. We had a loose exhaust system, and I had to do a little bit of field maintenance. We had a circlip replaced on the drive sprocket. It's a good idea to pay attention if you see that there's a washer on the ground in among the sawdust where you've been cutting firewood and nobody else has walked. It means you've got a problem. 700 mils for 45 minutes. And we come up to 750 mils for 50 minutes. 750 mils for 50 minutes. And we got 229 hours and 5 minutes total time, which means that it's taken 5 years to put 53 hours of firewood cutting on this chain. $40, 53 hours. It's spread out over 5 years, so I do 10 hours a year on the chainsaw. And the chainsaw has what we call consumables. We have petrol, which is $1.50 a litre. We have Bar-Lube oil, which I'm a naughty boy. I use filtered, used engine Sump-Oil out of my car. Some people go and pay $11 a litre for proper fair dinkum bar oil. I don't. I use filtered Sump-Oil. Then we have the high performance 2-stroke oil, and that goes in at a 50-to-1 mix. Okay, so $13.50 for a litre of it. It works out in every litre of 2-stroke fuel you have to put 30 cents worth of this. So 1 litre of 2-stroke fuel comes up to being $1.80. Okay, and 750 mils of fuel for 50 minutes cutting is 15 mils to the minute. All right, or at 66.66 minutes to the litre, which works out at 2.7 cents for a minute, right? So 1 hour of cutting is $1.62 for the fuel, and it's 75.4 cents for the chain, and the grand total is $2.37 for 1 hour running the chainsaw. And the remarkable thing is that the fuel and oil to put through the carburettor is going to cost slightly more than twice what it costs to pay for the chain to be fitted, a link taken out of the old one, and the saw to be cosmetically cleaned up and serviced. $40, 5 years down the track, price has not changed. Anyway, on that note, having explained the actual operating cost of a chainsaw, I think I'm going to go and cut some firewood. Bye!